Hello everyone, good morning. I'm Nabin, one of the co-founder of Frappe. And today I will talk about how the engineering process looks like at Frappe, how do we manage our teams and tasks on day-to-day basis. So let's begin. Um, it's not working. Um, so let's understand the scope of work first. Um, So we have too many products to work on. So at the center of the stage, we have Frappe framework, which empowers all of our other products. Then we have ERPNext, which is our bread and butter. Then we have Frappe Cloud, which is our hosting platform. And then there is Marketplace also to publish any Frappe apps. And then we are working on many new products, like Frappe Desk for a help desk solution, and then Frappe Insights, a BI tool, a Frappe Books desktop-based accounting application. We are creating a new HRMS product also. Then there is a game plan for product management, Frappe Drive, and LMS, and many more. Um, and in all of these products, so there are a lot of different kind of activities going on day-to-day basis. So there is product development, which typically involves creating new features and maintaining the existing ones. And the maintenance part also involves like refactoring the existing code, fixing bugs, improving the UI UX of the existing features. Then we have L2 support, where basically when our customers raise a support ticket, we solve them. Then there is customer-driven development also, which basically custom piece of our development. Then there is DevOps activities related to Frappe Cloud and our self-hosted customers. Developers also need to review pull requests. They need to write documentation. They need to write test cases for every new features. Then they spend some time on Discuss to provide help to the community. And that's not the end, because we follow democracy at our workplace. So they also participate in our business strategy discussions. So there is a lot of activities going on day-to-day basis. And we manage all those things with only 30 developers. That's an amazing thing. And I'm sure that for a mainstream traditional company, it will take hundreds of developers. And I just amazed to see how we manage all those things with just such a small team. So let's understand how we evolved as a team over the years. So if you see the graph that in 2011-12, we were only 4 developers at Frappe. Then in 2018-19 time, we were around 20 people. And then now we are 30. But if you look at the graph, there is a spike in 2020-21. So, and it's because of, at the end of 2019, we started doing sales aggressively. And we also built a new implementation team who will help the customers to implement the ERPNext at their organization. We also changed our market segment. So earlier we used to focus on small scale of SMB segment. Then in 2020, we started to focus on mid-enterprise segment. And that changes, that affected our development team also. Our development team just gets doubled in 2020. And so when we are a small team, like until 2019, there was no need of any engineering practices as such, because the team size was too small. There is no, basically everyone knows everything. And there was very much too much transparency. But in 2020, everything started to break. And we realized that we need some engineering practices at our organization. But the problem is we don't know what are the best practices in the industry. And so what we did, basically, I did an online course for product management, and then literally, and then we hired a consultant from the industry to guide us to implement best management practices. So the consultant came and he understood our requirement and he implemented a system. Uh, yeah. And it's some looks like this. Basically, we hired a few of product developers for the first, product managers for the first time, who will basically write the user stories for every new feature request, and they will create a product roadmap for the product. And I became the engineering manager who will basically coordinate between PMs and developers. And we'll also create a backlog every month out of those product roadmap. Um, Yep, and we also implemented a Kanban system where to track the progress of every task, where every task will go through different stages. So everything was looking very promising to me, and I was really happy, because everything is in my control, and every manager loves the control and the power. So yeah, it went well for some time, but unfortunately, after 6 to 8 months, we realized that it is not working well for us because our developers was not enjoying it, that process, and they were getting demotivated because there was no room for innovation as such, because they are busy with custom development and doing L2 support every time, because we switched our market and there was too many enterprise customers coming in with lot of custom development requests. So we are doing only services. So we also realized that we are not well tuned for doing services. We are always a product first company in our heart, and there is a big difference between service and product culture. Maybe that process we implemented was built for the service industry, for doing services, where you need a time-bound and well-defined process, to follow. But for a product company, we realized that you need consistent innovation, and innovation generally thrives in chaos. So, um, so we realized that for innovation, you need motivation and from the developers who drives it. So the developers must be aligned with the vision of the product, and maybe rather better will be that they will drive the vision for the product. Then it will be the best thing. So what we did next, basically, we splitted our team into 2 units. We created a new team called Solutions, who will basically focus on the customer-driven development, and other team will focus on the product development. And it went well for some time, but within less than a year, we realized that it is also not working well because of the obvious culture clash. We realized that you cannot run two different cultures under one roof. So we abandoned that team also, and rather we decided to outsource all the custom development from the partners. And we merged that solutions team into the product. So obviously the developers were really happy because everyone loves to work on product. And so we give the agency to the developers. So what that means, basically, we give the freedom to the developer to choose what they want to work on, how they want to execute anything, or which team they want to join, or if they want to drive a new product. So everything, all the freedoms are there. So we give that freedom, and so there is no boundary as such, So only thing matters is outcome. So when we give that, developers were really happy. Obviously, everyone will be happy. And my reaction was like this. you know. So, like Amresh Puri in DDLG, so here he tells that Ja Simran Ja, ji le apni zindagi. So, in English translation, it's basically go developer, go, live your life. But it actually created that magic, what we expected. So when you give that all those freedoms to the developer, it creates wonder. So then you will see a product like Insight will be created within just three months of time. So Saki was working on the accounting. Sorry. Saki was working on the accounting team from almost 3-4 years now, and he was doing quite well. But we always knew that he has capability to do so much more. So when he give freedom, he choose to build this new BI tool. And it is here now. You can see, and this is just the beginning, but I'm sure it has a great future, and you will love this product. Then you will say everyone knows Ankush nowadays. So he is everywhere. Um, I mean, he does everything, literally. He builds product, he participates in our discussion, he spend time on the discuss forum. You will see his contribution everywhere. And it will never happen if you just follow a set process. It will just restrict themselves. He also, last year, he was just working on the stock module, and he chose to just fixing bug and refactoring all those existing codes because stock module was little kind of was getting lot of issues at that time. So he chose to not build any new feature in the stock module, rather fixing the existing thing. And the result is now stock module is far more stable. So that kind of freedom does that magic. Yeah, so yeah, some of you might be thinking that all these are okay. But where is our roadmap? So my answer will be like, yes, there is no consolidated roadmap, but roadmap is there with every individual developer. I have my own roadmap, and my current roadmap is fixing the UI UX for ERPNext and make it bug-free. So if you want any feature in the roadmap, then just add it in your own roadmap and execute it and contribute it back. If you are not developer, still you can do it. You can just outsource it from some developer, community developer, and then contribute it back. So that's how the open source works. So yeah, we have some great developers from our country at Frappe. So, but what is the mentor's role here? So now, by the way, I became mentor from the manager. So yeah. So what's the mentor's role here? Honestly, there is not much to do as a mentor. You just we play as a solid support for the developers. Whenever they need any help, we are there. We give that assurance. And sometimes we give some motivation if they feel sad or whatever, low. And sometimes we provoke them also, to take some better challenges, harder challenge. And we generally monitors overall things of the teams. If there is any gap in any team we feel, then we need to fill that gap by hiring and adding some developer there. And we also have responsibility to for the firing also. If someone is not performing well for a long time, obviously we will give feedback. But if it's not working, then we need to take a call also. So that responsibility is with us. Um, so yeah, so how do we find them? So the answer is we don't find them, they find us. We get lot of good inbound job application from our website. And my criteria for shortlisting the job applicants is really simple. If you have a good and strong GitHub profile, then you are shortlisted, otherwise not. But still, sometimes some applicants have some other good uh, criteria rather than GitHub profile. So in that case, what we do basically, we give them a project to do, a library manager application in Flask. So, but honestly, 90% people does not come with that project, and that's good for us because whoever comes, with the project, it indicates that they are aligned to the thing, aligned to Frappe, and they are self-motivated, they are competitive. So, and also sometimes many people from the community also applies at Frappe, but most of the time I say them that contribute something in ERPNext and Frappe repository and then apply back. It is a no-brainer to me that if you need to apply at Frappe, then you must contribute something at least in open source first. Um, so yeah, that's my talk. At the end, I will reiterate myself that giving agency to the developer creates magic. Try it. Just you will not regret. Yeah. Thanks.